Hello, my name is Sebastian and I would like to present you our new homage. Before I start talking about the details which we improved, which we changed, I would to summarize again the general concept of our homage. So it's a full suspension low entry bike, so it's pretty much at the core of what Riese Müller stands for. So it's comfortable riding and especially also safe riding due to our control technology. Of course, if you compare the new homage with our old homage, you will recognize that at first glance it's still a homage. And of course this is positive, but besides this general appearance, the things that kept the same, there are many details we improved. And this is what I would like to show you right now. So first of all, I would like to start with the technical details. And as we did in the past, we also tried to transfer many of the technical aspects or technical details of the D-Light to our homage. And of course, first of all, this concerns kinematics, and we also did it here. So the swing arm is pretty much the same as we have it on the D-Light. Also the kinematics is almost the same. And of course, our belt concept, including the belt tensioner, is also transferred from the D-Light. So this is something you already know. When we talk about hardware, of course, we have our Bosch Generation 4 drive unit. So right now the homage is also up to date in terms of our drive system. The power tubes we are using are of course fully integrated, no matter if it's for the single battery or the dual battery version. And in these cases we also have the large 625 watt-hour batteries. And then of course we also implemented our clean cockpit approach into the new homage. And so beside all these technical facts, I would like to switch to a more emotional part and talk about the design of our bike here. As we did on all our other bikes, one of our main focuses in terms of design is of course integration. When we think about integration, one of our central parts or one of our most structural parts in the bike is the motor bracket. And here again, we also try to transfer the technology of the D-Light to the homage. Of course, our motor bracket is completely new and especially designed for the homage, but the general approach and especially the workmanship is pretty similar. So also in this case, we have a forged motor bracket, which consists of two halves, which are then welded together. And of course, this has a technical background. So the forging parts provide lots of stiffness and durability, but also from the design point of view, the forging process offers us lots of opportunities. So we have more freedom in terms of designing and shaping the surfaces. So this is a big plus if you compare it to our previous homage with a sheet metal design in the motor bracket area. But of course, it's not only the motor bracket which is important, it's also the motor which is perfectly integrated. We still have lots of contact to the outside, so this means we have great cooling performance, which is important if you have a high-speed bike or if you are just pushing your bike to the limit. But beside this, we also have our motor covers, which are not just an arbitrary plastic part covering the motor, but it's of course a part of the holistic design, and you can consider our motor covers like an extension of the frame design. So of course it's not just a frame, but we consider the bike as a holistic part consisting of hardware and also the other accessory parts. Okay, so if we move a little bit further from the motor bracket to the down tube and the head tube, this is an area which is especially important for me, and I think this is one of our biggest achievements for the new homage. So it looks simple, but in fact it's pretty complex, and achieving this, making a really complex thing looking simple, was a very hard job. So first of all, I would like to explain the technical background or the circumstances we had to deal with, and especially with the new Bosch Generation 4 engine, the larger batteries, we had a challenge to realize a new down tube. So in contrast to the previous homage or to our current Nevo, it wasn't possible to realize the down tube just as a straight tube connecting the motor bracket with the head tube. So in this case, we have this straight area, but we also had to implement this bend area to generate a transition to the head tube. This means, yeah, we have this straight part, which is just an aluminum extrusion profile, and the front part, which is an aluminum gravity casting. So this is also a highly elaborated process, which is, yeah, of course complex, but it also offers us lots of design features and opportunities. So instead of a straight tube here, we have one part, so this means there's no welding bead in this area. We have very clean and smooth transitions, and same is true for the area between the down tube and the head tube part. So this means, of course, we have here some welding beads, but we grinded it to generate the super clean and smooth appearance. So from a design point of view, we have a down tube head tube unit which is super clean, and the appearance is almost the same as of a carbon bike. And especially from the rider's point of view, you will mainly recognize the down tube, and yeah, the appearance is just super clean. So if we move a little bit further to the top, we have our clean cockpit. So you already know this approach from, yeah, of course, D-Lite, but also Charger and Nevo. And this is just one step further in terms of integration concerning cable routing, but also integration of the cockpit and the front light. So if I take a look at the bike, it's a real holistic approach right now with integration and at different points, so at the frame, but also at the accessory side. We did not only touch the design in the front area, of course also the rear part of the frame was really important to us. So if you take a look at the carrier, it's still, yeah, pretty unique. So it's the typical Homage carrier design, so it's an integral part of the frame, but we tried to make it a little bit more compact in order to, yeah, generate a, yeah, just nicer overall design. So a detail we kept was also the position of our border lock, but due to the more compact design of the carrier, we had to, yeah, modify the angle of the border, and this may also result in a conflict if you have a very low saddle position or if you're using some accessories like a basket, for example. So in this case, it's possible that the accessibility of the border is not 100% perfect. So in this case, we still have the option to mount the border on the down tube. So I think these are probably the major points about the design. And now I would like to talk about the options we offer. So what you can see right now is our Homage single battery with comfort kit. So the comfort kit consists of the back sweep handlebar, which provides a more upright seating position, and also our saddle, which is a little bit wider. I really have to mention this option because in the past we offered the Culture. So this was also a low entry full suspension bike, also with back sweep handlebar and wider saddle. And for this season, the Culture expired. So if I'm looking for a successor of the Culture, it's definitely the Homage single battery, including the comfort kit. But of course, we also have many other interesting options. And the next one I would like to show you is the dual battery. Okay, so here it is, the Homage dual battery bike. And as you can see, the basic design is pretty similar. So especially in the rear area, nothing changed. But of course, the major area which is of most importance for the dual battery bike is the down tube here. And as you can see, this is probably one of our biggest advantages. We have both batteries, 625 watt hours, fully integrated into the down tube. And if you compare it to our previous models in the last years, when we talked about dual battery at the Homage, we had one battery fully integrated and a standard battery on top. So from the design point of view, this is a very big progress, of course. And the general workmanship of the down tube, head tube area is similar to the single battery frame. So we also have an extrusion profile, which is straight. And in the front, we have a highly complex gravity casting. And of course, the joint area is also grinded again. So this means we have a very smooth and clean design and a very nice transition between the different structural parts. So what's also important is the position of the batteries. So they are not loaded into the frame from the top or from the bottom side, but they are both at the sides. So this means, of course, we have a down tube which offers not only space for large battery capacities, but which also requires a certain volume. And again, we did our best to combine all these requirements. So of course, from the technical point of view, so generate a large volume, but also keep a nice and slim design. So what we did here is similar to our other bikes like Charger and D-Lite. So this means in the battery area, the volume is a little bit higher, but in front of the battery, the tube is narrowing down, and especially the transition area to the head tube also tapers again. And as you can see here, we also have the integration of the interface for the front carrier. It's fully integrated, so we have the mounts for the front carrier here. This is, of course, perfectly integrated due to the gravity casting design. Of course, design is an important aspect of the dual battery bike, but of course there are also other aspects which are equally important. So a big plus of the fully integrated design is the lower center of gravity, which is almost perfect here, but also the step-through area, which is really important for a low-entry bike, is not disturbed by any additional piggyback battery or something like that. But of course, we do not only offer the dual battery version or option, there are other options which are also important, and you can see some of them here. So first of all, we have the GX option, which means we have mountain bike tires, which just completes the look of the bike. And also the front carrier, as you can see it here, and it's also available with an additional bag tailor-made for this front carrier. Another feature which is really specific for the Homage is the dropper post option. And we also offer a dropper post for the D-Lite, but in contrast to the Homage, the D-Lite dropper post focuses on sportive purposes. So this means if you are facing challenging routes, you can use the dropper post, lower the saddle, and move your center of gravity to the back. In contrast, the dropper post at the Homage is meant to provide some additional comfort. So especially in the urban area, if you have some stop-and-go traffic, if you have to stop at a traffic light, you can just activate your dropper post, lower your saddle, and get some comfortable contact to the ground. And if you start again, you just push your lever again, and you can get the riding position again. And what's important for us was also not to use just a standard dropper post, but also adapt it to the urban usage. So in this case, we have less travel, it's only 70 millimeters, and from our point of view, it's just perfect for this urban application. And of course, we also offer some other options, especially the ABS kit, which is available at D-Lite and Homage. And I think especially in combination with our control technology, it's the perfect match to optimize comfort and safety. And what's of course also available for our Homage is the RX chip. So I think basically these are the major points about the Homage. Nevertheless, I would like to summarize again what's most important. So in a nutshell, the Homage is a really high-end bike. It's a typical Riese Müller bike equipped with full suspension, control technology, and therefore it's perfect for everyday use and offers comfortable riding. And what's also a big step forward is the fully integration of the batteries, no matter if it's a single battery frame or a dual battery frame. And I think in combination with this low entry bike design, it's really one of a kind, and I don't think that you find something similar on the market right now. So I hope you enjoy the Homage as much as I do. So have fun and thank you very much.